my scenario is to find a way to get 4 first-round picks, four top 10 picks, top 10.
Right.
So it would take some finagling, but it would take trading both Bosa and Kittle, but you get 4 top 10 picks.
Well, let's hold on. Let's stay on that for a second because that's a pretty big dynamite piece. 4 first-round picks. What's your plan?
4 top 10. Okay, so here's
4 top 10. Okay,
here's how I do this. It's with Bosa. Here's what I do. I trade Bosa, and I don't know if it'll work. We've said maybe the Jets wouldn't be into it, but I'm calling the Jets and saying, Robert, you need Nick. You got to have Nick, and you don't want these quarterbacks. So I pawn off Nick Bosa on the Jets. It's the number 2 pick. Now I really control the draft. I trade down 2 spots with the Falcons, who are in the market for a quarterback. 2 spots, you get like 800, 900 points in the draft trade value thing. So what I get is Atlanta's first, second, and third round picks just to trade down 2 spots. So now I'm turning Bosa into a lot. So at this point, I got the 4th pick in the draft, the 12th pick in the draft. I can package the 12th pick with Atlanta's second, move up to 5. It works out. So now I got 4 and 5. Okay, 4 and 5 and a third, and I'm just getting started. Now I take Kittle and I call up Miami. Do the same freaking thing. I get that 3rd pick, trade down. Who am I trading down with? Someone in the quarterback market. Well, Philly just made themselves in that market today by trading Carson Wentz. I don't think they're going to go into the season with Jalen Hurts as their unquestioned starter. I mean, that was Howie Roseman's guy. I mean, it's not anyone's guy. So you could trade down 3 spots, get Philly's 2nd round pick. Now you have the 4th pick, the 5th pick, and the 6th pick. And you have the 12th pick and Philly's 2nd. And you have Atlanta's 3rd. You have your 2nd. You have 5th round. You can trade Jimmy Garoppolo maybe for the Carson. You can there's things there are ways. You have 4, 5, 6, and 12. There are ways you can get from 12. You don't have you have 4, 5, and 6. There are ways that you can get back into the 10. You could trade 2 2s, 2 3s, and a 5th to get to 10. Or you could just stick at 4, 5, and 6. And there's a lot of things you can do if you trade Bosa and Kittle for 2 and 3. Now you just control the whole freaking draft. You control the whole draft. Yeah. And there's anything. You can do whatever you want. You can take picks there. You can trade down and turn them into multiple picks. I just feel like I don't like the quarterbacks after Trevor Lawrence. I don't really know. I don't trust which one is going to be the best. I kind of like Kellen Mond late. So what I would do is I like all those other guys in the top 10, the non-quarterbacks. Sewell, the two tackles I think are monsters. Sewell and Slater. I don't know which wide receiver I like better. I'd like to know what do you like better, Smith or Chase?
Smith being thin worries me.
A coach said, I've seen thicker legs on a chair.
But again, you've got guys like Deshaun Jackson that made it work. You know what I mean? But Deshaun Jackson wasn't quite the route runner. Like Smith will go over the middle. like he's not really just a fly route receiver. No. So going over the middle, I know that the NFL has toned down the hits, but going over the middle and whatnot, he's one hit from just a horrible leg injury, like ending his career, I feel like.
So I feel like what you could do is you could do Sewell with the 4th pick. You could do Chase with the 5th pick. You could do Surtain with the 6th pick. And if you can convince Denver or Dallas to trade down for 2 2s, 2 3s, and maybe a couple of 5ths, then you could get Slater. And you could say, you know what? Goodbye, Trent Williams. Go make a ton of money somewhere else. Goodbye, Jimmy Garoppolo. We're gonna save some of that cap space. And now you put whoever, Josh Rosen, Kellen Mond, whoever behind an offensive line with Sewell and Slater, and a team that's got Jamar Chase and Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. It's like, I think that guy's gonna be okay.
So let me get this right. You have them taking with those picks Sewell, Slater, Smith, and Surtain.
Not in that order. Sewell, Smith, Surtain, and Slater. And if someone wants to talk me out of Smith and convince me Chase, that's fine. I just want the best wide receiver in the draft. And I haven't watched enough of Chase to really determine which one that is.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I just want, because I know that you threw a lot out there. It's probably tough to follow. I was taking notes.
Thank you.
So basically, you've got to compare, as a Niner fan listening to this, Sewell, Slater, Smith, Surtain to Kittle
and
Bosa, I would say, let's say we take Horn with the 12th pick. So we'll just throw him in there.
Yes.
And then an O lineman in round 2. That's basically your comparison.
Love it.
I feel like probably round 3. So are you thinking that, because I know you were a Trask guy and now it seems like you've kind of moved on to the Kellen Mond thing.
I love Trask, but I think I like Mond even more. And Mond's a tough one because he doesn't play with great playmakers at Texas A&M. So it's not like his numbers pop out or his highlights pop out. But neither did Dak Prescott's when he was at Mississippi State. I mean, everyone missed on him. Even before the DUI or whatever, he was going to be a day 2 pick. I see a lot of Dak Prescott and Kellen Mond, but if the Niners ended up with Kyle Trask, I think he's a stud too.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you this. Have you fallen in love with Mond more so because you feel like he can fall to round 3 and you're pretty much sold that Trask is going round 2?
I don't know where Trask is going to go. Okay. I do feel like Mond could go round 3, and that would be such a great it would be such a terrific value. But the thing more and more I think about Mond, the more intrigued I am. I mean, I feel like if he and Trask were at the same school, Mond would probably start. If he and Mac Jones were at the same school, Mond would probably start. If he were at BYU, his highlights would be amazing. If he was at North Dakota State, I mean, he would be doing all the stuff that Trey Lance did. I just think that he was at this kind of a rinky-dink school in the SEC. Yep. I mean, what other NFL players are around him? I can't name one. Yeah, and yet he's winning 10 games a year. So he must have an effect on winning. I mean, I think he's going to be good. And I think the first glimpse was the Senior Bowl. All of a sudden, you put him with these like legit NFL teammates, and boom, he's the MVP of the game. So we'll see.
Damien Don't Play says Trask has bust written all over him. I'm a Trask guy. I think Trask is going to be good.
I think
for me, in order to be a quote unquote bust, you have to be taken high. And Trask is probably going to fall to round 2. If you can get him round 2, round 3, that's a whole different thing. If he doesn't pan out, he doesn't pan out. That's not necessarily bust status, in my opinion.
The guy who has bust written all over him to me is 2 guys. Lance.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I'm with you on Lance. Yep.
Jeez Louise. I mean, he has no resume.
Yeah.
No resume, no experience. And then Wilson makes me nervous because he's kind of a one-year wonder at BYU. I mean, the guy really had some bad games in 2019. Everyone's like, you can't hold that against him. It was like, okay, so his whole resume is 2019. You're saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Scary.
Where would you rank those guys? If let's pull Lawrence out. So we've got Wilson, Lance, Fields, Trask, Mond, and Buddy from Alabama.
It's to me, it's Lawrence, Mond, Trask, Mac Jones. I like Mac Jones. And then I keep going back and forth between freaking Fields and Wilson. I don't know. They're both really good athletes. Wilson's like everything he does is off script. Justin Fields, he executes better, but his internal clock is super slow. Mm-hmm. I'm not that excited about either one. And where they're going to get taken in the draft, I'm like, yeah, someone else. Go ahead. Good luck. And then finally Trey Lance. To me, Trey Lance is Taysom Hill. Like that's going to take forever, a long time.
Who was it? Fields and Ohio State played, I believe it was Northwestern in the Big Ten championship. There were people all over his feet.
And he didn't look like
he looked so scared. It was so bad. Yeah. The one thing I will say about him though is that, as he progressed, he moved to that national championship game and it was very similar and he made much better decisions. Was a little bit more decisive, and when the pocket collapsed, he didn't seem to panic. So that's good. Seems coachable. Seems to be able to learn from those things. But I don't know, man. Here's the
thing. He's got like 20 career starts. Mm-hmm. He's not ready, and he's going to go to some team, and they're going to be like, "Start now and make us good." And it's going to be like, "Okay." And did you see this stat? Now that Goff is gone. And Wentz has been moved. Like every single first-round pick quarterback from 2009 to 2016 is not on the team that drafted him. Every single one. And 2017, there are 3: Trubisky, Watson, Mahomes. 2 of those guys are probably going to change teams this offseason. So that's why you probably shouldn't draft a quarterback in round 1 unless you're freaking certain he's a Hall of Famer because that's the standard. If you ain't a future Hall of Famer, they're going to call you a bust.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not your fault that you're a bust. Maybe you're Justin Fields and you got drafted by the Jets. Or you're Sam Darnold and you got drafted by the Jets. It's like, what was I supposed to do?
Yeah.
But you see Kyler Murray scrambling around, making something out of nothing, and that's the expectation now. So Josh Rosen, you weren't good right away? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Thoughts on Caleb Farley? Who are you higher on? I know you haven't scouted corners a lot yet, but what are your thoughts?
I haven't even watched Caleb Farley, but he missed all of last year with an injury, right?
I don't know if he missed all year or if he actually chose to sit out because he was prepping for the draft.
All right. Well, I don't know. If he missed all of last year with an injury, the Niners need to stop with that. It'd be good for someone else, but not the Niners. The Niners need to enter the 12-step program.
Run quick.
Yeah.
For me, the guy is Horn. I think if you go watch Horn, and obviously he's in the SEC, so he's playing a lot of high-level talent at receiver. I feel like Horn is the guy. I mean, that dude can jam you up. And especially if you look at who we have in our division, we have some big body guys.
He'd be a good matchup on D. The only question I have, and it sucks there's not going to be a combine because I kind of want to know my corner's 40 time. I kind of do. Yeah. And if he's like a 4.53 guy, I'm like, I saw him pretty much lock up Kyle Pitts. But can he run? Can he run? Can he run the way he needs? That's my only question. Right. And I think Surtain can. That's all.
Yeah, and he does. He definitely relies on the jam a lot. And if he gets beat, if that press gets beat, he trails an awful lot. So I would be curious to know what his 40 time is for sure.
Nice to know.
Yeah, but we won't know.